Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week here at Just Gay Stuff Podcast. My name is Jess.
And I am Lauren.
And if you are listening to this, we recorded this episode ahead of time because I am currently overseas.
Yeah.
And Lauren is also gearing up to be overseas.
I'm getting ready. I'm running around like a mental...
Running around like a headless chicken.
Yeah, that's the words I was looking for.
Feeling mental.
Feeling mental, feeling excited. I've never been anywhere except for the one place we went together.
New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand.
Good place to go.
It was a good place to go. Now I'm going to Japan with my best friend.
Lovely scenery everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be a good time, and I'm sure I currently am having a good time. But we did record these episodes in advance so that no one had to go without us for a couple of weeks.
Exactly, because that's not the Just Gay Stuff thing to do.
No, we wouldn't leave you. So one of the episodes that we recently did was revisiting our very first couple of episodes. We did Back to Beginnings, and we put the Do I Look Gay episode on the back of that. And I have to say, re-listening to that was a little bit of an eye-opener to see how far we really have come with the podcast and in confidence of becoming your hosts, I suppose. There's become this confidence in telling our stories and telling other people's stories, and you really hear it in our voices how timid we are.
Really? How we've changed. I remember you saying you came in after editing the intro onto that one and listening back to our very first episode and going, oh, he sounded so nervous. But really, we didn't know what we were doing. We threw ourselves in deep water without a lifeboat and just went, okay.
We were hoping someone else would save us.
Let's go for it.
Hopefully someone loves us enough to listen to us every week.
Now we're just here, just hanging out, talking to each other and just recording it and hoping a bunch of besties out there are listening as well.
Yeah. And we still hope that everybody is enjoying Just Gay Stuff every week. And of course, if you are, please drop us a comment. We would love to hear from you. Obviously, if you're not following us on socials, please follow us on socials, hit those follow buttons. And of course, there's no going forward in the podcast without mentioning listening to us on Joy FM. Big thank you to Joy 94.9 in Victoria for having us. It has been an amazing time so far. And I guess we just wanted to take the beginning of this episode to just be grateful for the opportunities that we have had with the podcast so far, because it has been a very good time.
And thankful to all the wonderful new friendships that we've made along the way.
Oh, absolutely. And just every person who's listened every week.
Yeah.
And we have had a few comments lately that is a lot more than we've had in the past, which has been awesome to read. So that keeps my little heart full.
I think the thing for me as well, a lot of them have been positive ones and the interactions have been great, instead of back in the beginning we had a few of like the everyday homophobic negative ones.
Yeah.
But a lot of these ones are just like, yeah, cool.
Yeah. And I think people not agreeing with your life and whatever is always going to be something that's on the cards. But it is really nice to have the positive instead of the negative. That's for sure.
Of course.
So to jump into this week's episode, I thought it would be fun to keep on this little rally of fun episodes while we are gearing up for being away. And there are some hectic episodes I do want to get into, and I've been talking to Lauren about these episodes for a while, but I haven't braced myself enough to actually go into them yet. So
you can't put yourself into a deep mode, like a deep dark mode of these heavy episodes while getting ready to have a fun holiday overseas.
I know.
You're like, oh, I got to do the balance.
But also in general, I don't want to just do a shit job.
Yeah,
I also
that
want to
too.
take the time, get all the info so that we're giving you as our listeners the best, most positive experience out of us telling the story as well. I don't want to just skim over the facts. It has to be done well.
Researched well.
So in light of that, I thought this week we would do the third installment of Am I the Arsehole?
Oh my God, I love these stories so much.
I know. So this is probably the episodes that I enjoy the most, is definitely ones where we get to tell other people's stories.
Why do we love, I guess it's the misery love company kind of thing. I was like, why do we love hearing other people's terrible date stories am I the arsehole stories?
I love permission to judge other people.
Because otherwise you're just judging anyways.
Well, I
just
think
kidding.
it's just a case of, you know, we all do have opinions whether we think that we're entitled to them or not. But when someone is asking you if you think they're being an arsehole, you can actually peel back the layers and go, well, yeah, you were. Or,
you're outright like, yep, motherfucker.
Yeah, or no, like, I don't think think you were. So these are definitely my favorite episodes to do.
All right, I'm excited to get into it.
Okay, so in our last Am I the Asshole episode, Lauren read out the stories and I gave you my opinion. So this week, Lauren is back in the hot seat and I am the one reading the stories.
I am excited.
All right, so let's kick it off with the first story titled, Am I the Arsehole for telling my friend she can't reclaim slurs?
Context.
Yeah, exactly. They all need context. But just so you know, when we get into this story, I am going to say the F word and I'm not talking...
trigger warning.
I'm not talking about fuck. It is in context of the story though. It isn't degrading in my opinion in the story, but this is why we're doing the story.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yes, you are the judge today, Lauren. Okay, so here goes. I'm a gay man and my best friend, let's call her Caitlin, is a lesbian. Before Mardi Gras this year, we went op shopping for outfits with a mutual friend. Let's call him Tony. At the op shop, we were having fun, trying a whole bunch of clothes on, laughing and having a great time. Caitlin found me a full sequin, almost rainbow-looking mini dress, which I loved, and I tried on straight away. Let me preface this by saying the store that we were in wasn't acting homophobic in any way or looking down at us for being loud and fun. I went to the change room and tried on this mini dress paired with some white leather boots that I'd also found. When I came out of the change room, both my friends told me I looked fabulous and I should definitely wear this outfit to Marty's. Caitlin then said to me, I looked like the most fabulous faggot she'd ever seen. Immediately, I took offense. I know she wasn't being derogatory by saying it, but like so many of us, we are triggered by being called those words. Immediately, I pulled her up and told her not to call me that, and that she's way out of line. She laughed it off and said she's reclaimed it and I should no longer take offense to it. I told her it's not up to a lesbian to reclaim a slur that has never affected her. She then told me faggot and lesbian is the same and we need to be reclaiming all of these words in order to get past our trauma. I still disagreed because of my history of bullying and coming out. I left the store and both my friends because I can't seem to get past the fact that she called me a fag. Am I the arsehole for calling her out? Tony has been telling me I'm overreacting, but it hurt me in a way I didn't think it would. Am I the arsehole?
Listening to this, I personally don't think that you are the arsehole. I don't think your friend is the arsehole either. I think the issue is it's that lack of communication and respect for one another. I can understand it from your friend's point of view where she is saying the F word in just like a joking kind of way because I can see that whole scenario being played out in my head.
Same.
And especially as we have gay male friends as well, I can see that whole situation happen. However, when you have now approached your friend and gone, hey, that's kind of not cool.
Yeah, you're kind of going past my boundaries.
Yeah, let's not do that. The fact that she then didn't listen to your boundaries and respect that makes her a little bit of the asshole in that particular moment. And I don't think you're overreacting. I think maybe you're just needing time to have space to deal with the fact that your friend didn't respect your boundaries in that way. And I don't think you can necessarily say that fag and lesbian are the same and that you should be reclaiming it. It's up to the person themselves in which they have the context to want to decide whether they want to reclaim it or not. That's fine for Caitlin if she wants to reclaim the word lesbian or fag, but she shouldn't be projecting that onto you. If that's something that's triggered you, then that's yours and you're not the asshole for telling her what your boundaries are.
Yeah, I have to completely agree with Lauren because I think that we all have our own deep, dark histories with specific language, especially in English. And I know we've said before that language changes and evolves and we absolutely can reclaim it. We can reclaim the slurs. We absolutely have in a number of ways. Lauren and I on this podcast say the word queer all the time. For a lot of us out there, that word might still be very harmful.
Yeah. It's the same one with lesbian for you sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm starting to kind of reclaim that word. It's starting to mean different things to me. But I can understand that we all have our own feelings and emotions towards what we have been bullied by in the past or what we've had trauma with. So I think really, I don't think you're the asshole and I don't think your friend is either, but I think she became the asshole when she didn't listen to your feelings and your emotions because your feelings weren't validated. I don't think, if you called her something that she didn't like and she told you, I don't think you would act the same. or I'd hope that you didn't act the same.
I agree with what you said. I don't think either one of you was an asshole in the beginning. I think she only became the asshole once she didn't respect your clear boundaries and knowledge of the word fag and that you were triggered by that.
Yeah. And some of us are out there reclaiming that word, absolutely, and that's our right. And others that are still hurt by these words, that's their right as well. And it's up to each of us to check with our friends, okay, what are your boundaries? Are we joking? Is that a joke or is it harmful? And I think that's where it really comes in. It's just listening to each other and making sure we do keep those safe spaces.
Yeah, of course.
All right, story number 2.
Lay it on me.
Am I the arsehole for using my position at my daughter's school to make sure she didn't share a room with her lesbian friend at school camp?
How do you know they're a lesbian?
Well, by the title, what do you think? Would you call her an arsehole? Without context.
Without context, I would say yes, but I'm just like, how would you know someone is a lesbian?
Well, we'll get into it.
Because if you say it from the way they dress, I know many straight people who dress like a stereotypical lesbian is supposed to dress like, and they are not lesbians.
Look, let me tell you, it's not about the way she dresses, but you are still going to roll your eyes. And I specifically put a pause in here because you're going to have something to say.
I'm not ready.
Okay, so this person says, I work in the office at my 15-year-old daughter's school and they are about to go on school camp. The way the camp is situated is that 4 girls can share 2 bunks per dorm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 2 girls can share 2 bunks per dorm, so there's 4
bunks. To a dorm. No, 4 people.
To a dorm.
2 in each bunk.
2 in each bunk, gotcha. Yeah.
One of my daughter's best friends has recently come out as a lesbian, and I've tried to be a supportive mum to my daughter, but I don't want her friend's sexuality to influence my daughter's sexuality.
I know you put that
This
pause.
is the purposeful pause because you need to speak on this right now.
My eyes just rolled. As soon as you read the last line, my eyes read and I was like, now I know why she put the pause there.
I don't want my daughter's friend's sexuality to influence my daughter's sexuality.
Why do people assume that other people's sexuality influences someone else's sexuality? It's your own individual journey. We've grown up with straight.
Yeah. We've grown up with so many straight people.
We've grown up with straight people. We've grown up with straight
representation.
Coverage, straight representation in mainstream media. And yet,
here we are.
Being queer and doing a gay podcast. Your sexuality doesn't come from an influence of someone else's sexuality.
Or maybe now we'll be like sexual influencers. Woo!
That's... yeah.
Okay, so when it came to the girls choosing their dorm mates and bunk mates, they got to choose their friends in their class based on a ranking system of who they'd most likely want to share with and a few other choices in case their first choice didn't work out. Did you ever do those at school? So like you could pick a friend that would be your first choice, but if you can't get that friend, then name a few other people.
No, because I didn't have friends.
Oh, that's really sad. We've got friends now.
The only friend I had was my best friend, Katrina, so I only really picked her.
Yeah, but so in this scenario, you would have had to pick her and then a few other people in case that you didn't get her.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that.
Okay. So in my daughter's listed friends, she picked her lesbian friend as the friend to share her bunk.
The top-rated friend.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Before the dorm lists went out for camp, I changed my daughter's preference so that she purposely wouldn't share with her friend. I'm not scared that she'll turn my daughter into a lesbian.
Yes, you are.
I just don't want her to be a part of any sexual activity she might not be ready for, and especially in a school environment.
What the fuck does she think is happening on this camp?
Is this ridiculous? I'm not being homophobic.
Yes, you are.
I'm just trying to protect my daughter from anything before she's ready or being influenced. My daughter is currently devastated she's not sharing with her friend. Am I the arsehole?
Where's my asshole flag?
Okay.
I don't have an asshole flag.
Let's unpack this, Lauren. Let's unpack it. There's a lot.
Yeah, there is a lot. So, first of all, yes, you are the asshole. Second of all, are you having conversations with your daughter about what her sexuality preferences are?
Because you
can't just assume. Third of all, this lesbian probably isn't even interested in your daughter in any way,
even if
shape,
she was,
or form.
It's none of your business right now.
It's none of your business. Oh,
I can't believe it's parents like this that go, I don't want them to influence my child. I'm not homophobic. I just don't want this. It's not about you.
Yeah.
It's not about you. It's not about what you want. Your daughter, knowing that her friend is a lesbian, still chose her to be her bunkmate.
Also, this is a best friend situation that I can see. They're clearly like really good mates, and whether that develops in time to something more, that's their choice. That's on them. But you can't just assume something. That's what it is. Everything is just an assumption.
Also, if your daughter comes out to you later in life that she is gay, this friend didn't turn her. She was already gay. So I'm just putting that out there because, yes, I have to bottom line this. Bold fucking writing.
Asshole
You
light.
are the asshole.
Asshole light.
You are the asshole. Parents need not meddle in their kids' lives where it's not needed. If your child is actually in a dire situation, then meddle.
Also, that is a violation of her privacy and all the other girls within that list for you changing that
I just keep thinking,
position.
I was in this exact position in grade 7 and we went on grade 7 camp.
Yeah.
And we had to choose our dorm mates. And luckily we had 6 people in a dorm and we were in a group of 5 and then we got someone else that was in there. But if that was me and I couldn't be with my best friend in a scenario where maybe I feel so uncomfortable because I'm staying overnight with other people that I don't usually stay in close quarters with, I would want that support of my best friend there.
Exactly. And that's how I feel. Maybe this friend who is a lesbian, your daughter is the only safe person for her at the school, or vice versa.
Exactly. So really, all you've done is made your daughter feel more unsafe.
And
so, just saying.
she's gonna rebel against you. I'm also just saying.
Just saying. All right, let's move on
yes,
from
you
that. Let's move on from that. I'm sure everyone who listened to that story thinks you're an asshole.
Yep.
So, all right, the next one. Am I the asshole for not including my trans sister in my wedding party?
I already hate this title. Context, please.
Context is, my future husband and I are getting married next year, and my sister, who is trans, is upset with me that she is not part of the wedding party. My fiance and I are very frugal people. We don't have a lot and we don't like to spend a lot of money. And so we had planned a very small wedding in the coming year that we are saving for. We made some plans and agreed that we would only have 2 bridesmaids and 2 groomsmen instead of what I guess traditionally would be 3. On my side of the wedding party, I've chosen to have my mum be my maid of honour and first bridesmaid, and my best friend since primary school be my second bridesmaid. My fiancé has chosen his brother and his sister to be in his side of the wedding party. My sister, looking at this configuration, is thinking that it should have been family on both sides because of what my fiancé chose to do. And she told me that the reason I'm not having my mum and her is because I'm being transphobic and don't approve of her. This is absolutely not the case at all. I have been more than supportive of her throughout all the stages of her coming out and her transition, but she just doesn't see that it's my choice and my wedding. So am I the arsehole or is she being unfair? I want to resolve because I don't want her to not come at all, and right now we aren't even speaking.
I don't think you're the asshole here.
Context changed your mind.
It didn't fully change my mind. Look, I can understand from both points of view. I don't think you're the arsehole. Like you said, it's your wedding. It's your wedding party. It's not like your sister isn't invited to the wedding.
Exactly.
She's still a part of it. It's just the bridal party situation, which I can understand that. And the only 2 people that matters in that case is you and your fiance, because it is what you guys want. However, I can understand from your sister's point of view not being included in the wedding party if the rest of like your very important close to you family is. And
no, but she's saying that like the only reason her sister thinks that her sister should be part of the bridal party is because her fiance chose to have his brother and his sister.
No, I know.
Whereas like she had already chosen for her mum and her best friend to be her part of the bridal party. And she's only got the shits because her fiance chose to do just family on his side, which was his choice to do.
Yeah.
So I disagree. I think that you are not the arsehole.
Yeah.
I think that your sister needs to realize that this is not about being trans at all.
That's what I think. I think that's where the issue is.
I don't think you can default
that
to you
they're
being
trying-
transphobic
yeah.
because you're not getting your way.
Yeah.
I think that's like...
That's
we
asshole
can't do that.
behavior.
Yeah, totally. I think, we need to stop this like expectation of these people are getting married and it's what I want. It's not what they want. It's like, well, how about about you just let them? As Lauren said, it's not like you're not included in the wedding at all.
Yeah, I'd have a different opinion if you had said, oh, I can't include my sister, blah, blah, blah. But because there's no issue of her being trans or whatever, it's just the issue of this is how I have decided to have my bridal party, then that's your choice. It's your wedding.
I think the sister just wanted to be part of the bridal party, and now that she's not, she's got the shits.
Yeah.
But I hope that there is a resolve for you, because there would absolutely be nothing worse than either your sister not coming to your wedding when it is such a big day, and then, you know, if you make up later down the track, you'll look back and go, oh man, that was so stupid.
Exactly.
Should have come. Don't live with regrets, people. That's all I'm going to say is don't let these silly little arguments and disagreements break your family apart, because it's not worth it.
Life's too short for that.
It absolutely is, so don't do it. Okay, next story.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for making my brother a fake Grindr profile as a prank?
Okay.
Okay, so let me tell you the whole story, because I know the title definitely suggests that I'm the asshole.
We're starting strong.
My brother and I are identical twins, and from the very beginning of our lives, we have forever played pranks on each other. I'm out of the closet, but my brother is straight. He has played some pretty big pranks on me in the past, including catfishing me throughout high school by pretending to be a girl I met on the internet that I could confide my deepest secrets in. I worked out it was him pretty quickly, but I never got insanely upset over it, because we have just always had this culture around us. My latest prank, though, has left him quite upset. One night, while he was asleep, I snuck into his room and took his phone. I installed Grindr on his phone and made a profile and started a bunch of chats with maybe like 25 guys.
Jesus.
When he woke up the next morning, his phone had popped off. I think he would have found it funny, except one of the guys I had started a chat with, he knew. I told him not to worry about it and just tell him it was me and it was a prank. But apparently the guy isn't buying it and now thinks my brother is in the closet. My brother is pissed, but am I actually the asshole for this stupid prank? I'm sure some of the other things that my brother has done to me have been absolutely worse than this, but he's holding on. I'd understand if I'd completely catfished some dudes as him and left him to deal with that, but I only started the chats with a hey, easiest ghost ever. So am I the asshole?
Oh, there's a bit to unpack.
I don't think, I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think so. I think it was just a bit of fun, and I don't think you've hurt anybody really, except for the unfortunate thing that one of the people that you started a conversation with, your brother actually knew, which is just an unfortunate circumstance, I think.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't think you're the asshole. And in actual fact, if your brother had been an asshole in the past with the catfishing and you guys have been known to do these pranks to one another, then I would just say no, I don't think you're the
Does your brother
asshole.
support your sexuality? Because why has Grindr been like the Achilles heel? Why has this been the Achilles heel of your prank?
Well, that's what I feel. I feel like there's more to this story than just this little part of it. Because, yeah, I'm like, is there...
Do tell.
I'm like, is there some internalized homophobia?
I wouldn't think so from twins. Although
You don't know?
I don't know. Is anyone out there a twin? Are you a twin and maybe
Are you both queer?
You're queer and your twin isn't queer? Or are you both queer? Or have you ever been in a circumstance where the world has been led to be known that twins are like roommates for life, man? Like nothing can come between them.
Did you say roommates?
Roommates, yeah.
Oh my God, I wasn't prepared.
Roommates for life. So is there anything that has actually come between you and your twin?
Yeah, I want to know.
Can something even do that? You know, there was that big thing about like the Veronicas having their big blow up, but I think that was all just for
Publicity.
Yeah, it was totally for publicity.
I didn't even know they had a blow up.
Do you know what they did? They even released separate solo singles.
Really?
Yeah, and it was literally all a publicity stunt. And I have to say, it was very well done.
Wow.
Very well marketed.
Good marketing strategy at its finest.
It was.
Back to this am I the asshole story. No, I don't think you're the asshole, because I think growing up with the culture, it's something you guys would have to expect. Like Jess said, I think the only unfortunate person who got hurt in the situation are the people who you started the conversations with.
But then even if you did, I feel like how many times do you get ghosted after a hey anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like you've given your whole life story to these people and It would have been totally different. Look, I would have agreed, yes, you are the asshole, if you had have started these conversations with these people and built up a rapport over time and then catfished the hell out of them acting to be your brother.
Yeah, that's different.
That's a complete catfish episode. Let's call Neve.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if the circumstances were a little bit different, I totally would agree that, yes, you were the asshole.
But on the standard, hey, no, you're not the asshole.
Totally. All right, next story. Am I the asshole for telling my dad he's no longer my dad when he refused to walk me down the aisle at my wedding?
Sad.
Context? Do you need the context or are you judging?
I always need the context.
Okay. So essentially, I have blown my whole family relationships apart. I'm in a lesbian relationship and have been for the past 6 years. My parents and my sister have always been supportive of my sexuality and I have had no inklings ever that there was a problem.
Right.
Last year, my sister married her now husband and my dad gave her away at her wedding. My girlfriend recently proposed to me and I was elated. I said yes straight away and we started planning the wedding immediately. I've always wanted to get married and had big dreams about my wedding since I was a little girl. Little did she know it was probably to a woman.
Yeah. Well, same.
Yeah, because I'm like, even when I was a kid, I was like, I suppose I'll marry a man. That's what society wants me to do.
That's what we're taught, right?
Okay, so last night at a family dinner, I was so excited to ask my dad to walk me down the aisle, but to my surprise, he said no. I asked him why, since he had walked my sister down the aisle just a year ago. He said that was because it was a traditional wedding. He didn't think that I would want anything traditional at my wedding because my wedding isn't a traditional wedding. It was the most hurtful thing I'd heard since bullies at my high school called me a lessie when I came out at 16. I'm devastated. I left the dinner straight away and on the way out told my father that if he isn't going to be my father on my wedding day, then he's no longer my father at all. It is truly how I feel. Obviously, my whole family that were at the dinner are pissed at me for my actions and my words, but I'm pissed at my dad. Am I the asshole or is he?
Your dad's the asshole.
Yeah, I think it's pretty wrong.
It's really, really sad in the way
people pretend to be an ally.
How is he so accepting in the beginning of just having your relationship, or it wasn't, or in his eyes, he wasn't really accepting of you because it wasn't a real relationship. It wasn't a real wedding.
I find with these people, it's kind of like low key. They were hoping you'll eventually find your man.
Yeah, you'll break up. This is just your phase.
Yeah,
She's just
your phase.
This is just her experiment kind of thing. Also, it's really sad, like watching your sister get walked down the aisle by your dad, and this is what, in a traditional way, like to quote the OP, this is what people think about essentially who's going to walk them down the aisle, and majority of the time it is people's dads. So I can understand.
Or parents. Yeah, so even if it's just like not particularly your dad, but a parent, someone that's important to you.
Yeah, exactly. Seeing all the beautiful families going through their celebrations and walking down the aisle, and then especially seeing your sister have that love and support from your parents, to then just asking the same basic needs and being met with a no. Of course, that's difficult.
It's major rejection, hey?
It is. It's rejection. I would act exactly the same way if that was the situation. So, no, your dad is the absolute asshole in this situation.
I also want to throw the asshole card to your mum and your sister.
Yeah, your family.
Because they are also not seeing the problem here. You've said here that your family are pissed at you for the way you've spoken to your dad, but are they seeing why you spoke to him that way? Like, we always get judged on our reaction, which sometimes can be totally fair. But nobody sits down and assesses, well, why did this person lash out this way? Maybe it's because of something that was said. Maybe it's because of something that we did. And those are the things we need to be able to sit in a moment and be able to self-assess and go, why is this person treating me this way? Maybe I hurt them. Maybe I upset them. And unfortunately, I think in this scenario, your dad was hoping that this was a phase and you'll eventually find your man. But as we know, us queers,
that's not how that works.
It's not how it works.
That's really sad. I'm so sorry. I hope that you did end up marrying this beautiful woman, and I hope that you had someone very supportive to walk you down the aisle.
Yeah. And if you haven't got married yet, I hope you're still looking for that supportive person, because your chosen family is out there with arms wide open, ready to hold you.
They are. That's why I'm so grateful for, like, especially in the people that we've met along the way through doing this podcast.
Free mum hugs.
Yeah, free mum hugs. So she's always there
and I think
to support queer people, and same as all the LGBTQ like priests and
there's that other service. I don't know if we have it out here in Australia, but I'm pretty sure we would, where when this scenario in particular happens, they have someone that will walk you down the aisle.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously, unfortunately, you do want that to be someone who is in your family and that you know personally, but sometimes finding family in people who aren't blood relations can also be a beautiful thing.
That's what it is. Sometimes family is not made of blood.
No. Sometimes the best people that treat you the best way are not your family.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
It is. It's sad.
All right, so this one is the last story for this episode.
Ooh, can't believe we're here already.
This one is called, Am I the Asshole for Leaving My Long-Distance Girlfriend the Same Day I Met Her?
That title put my head in a spin.
I thought you were almost about to pass out.
I was. Am I the asshole for leaving my long-distance girlfriend the same day I met her? Well, this one I definitely need the 100% the context for, because my brain's like, what?
You need all of the story.
Fuck.
All right. This is a bit of a strange situation. Could also be classed as a worst first official date.
Right.
I started talking to a girl online, and over the years we became quite close but had never met. About a year into our friendship, I came out to her knowing she was already an out lesbian. She told me she was glad that I had finally come out. She knew that there was something about me and that she had always liked me as more than a friend.
Such a typical lesbian.
It is, isn't it? From there, all of our chats became flirty and more promiscuous, and eventually we started a long-distance relationship.
Right.
Well, just recently, it came to a time where we could meet. I had got a job and saved enough money to fly and meet her in her hometown. Typical lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
I had considered our relationship to be quite strong regardless of the distance. Maybe that's just the typical lesbian thought process, or I'm just young and naive.
Bit of both.
Or both.
Gaby vibes.
So my girlfriend picked me up from the airport, and it felt like magic but went downhill quickly. When we got back to her place, she hardly was paying me any attention. She was on her phone a lot and laughing and smiling at all these messages she seemed to be receiving. This was a wildly different scenario to what I thought it would be like, being in the same space as someone I had longed to be next to for a very long time, and who I thought had longed to be next to me. Eventually, I asked if she could put the phone down and if we could spend some time together, considering I was only going to be here for a few days. She seemed to get pissed at my request and said I was being a bit controlling, but she was essentially ignoring my entire existence. After a couple of hours of ignorance, I ordered an Uber to take me to the closest hotel I found and decided I wasn't going to stay somewhere I was going to be ignored. She got super pissy at me and said that I'm not being very good girlfriend material if I'm getting the shits with her for texting her friends and calling me a giant red flag. I said it's not about that and I left. She's now not returning my messages. Was I the asshole for leaving, or was I overreacting?
I don't think you're the asshole in this situation.
Yeah.
I don't think you're the asshole in this situation, but I also think that in past episodes, when we've done an episode talking about worst first dates and whatnot, you can often see sometimes chemistry is better via text or via phone than in person. I would be concerned, and I also would want to leave. No one wants to feel ignored or rejected. And especially, you know, you've become the vulnerable person. You're in a place that you've never been before. You're there with the person that you're supposed to make you the most comfortable.
You've got no support system.
You've got no support system, and they're ignoring you and texting you. In my mind of minds, I would go, she might say she's texting her friends, but what other girls is she flirting with?
Literally the same thought I had.
And whatnot the whole time. I'm like, so is she just a serial flirter? And then
serial
she's
online dater.
Yeah, serial online dater, and brought you there. And maybe that's what she is. And that's fine, but you are no way, shape or form the asshole in this situation. And honestly, if this was the first time you met her and it was the last time you met her, you did yourself a favor.
Yeah, but I can totally understand how this person said, if you haven't seen someone and you haven't met them and you have this online chemistry and, you know, you would think that the first time you meet, it's going to be explosive and it's going to be full of
fireworks.
Yeah, love and fireworks and all these experiences you've been longing to have together. and instead you're sitting on a couch while she's texting someone else. That's really shitty.
Also, her saying that, calling you the red flag, a lot of people are projecting. So she's projecting her own self-worth and feelings onto you. She knows that obviously whatever she's doing is wrong, and she knows that ignoring you is wrong, but in the way that she's making the problem your problem and that you're the one causing the issues, that's her projection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a narcissistic tendency.
So no,
that you should run from.
Run away.
Run away.
Run away with the red flag and don't go back.
So what did you think of these scenarios?
They were crazy. I liked them because, yes, there were a few deep asshole stories, but some of them we've read out, they've been like really chaotic or crazy ones. These ones were good because they're the very like day-to-day dating scenarios where you're like, oh yeah, you are kind of being a bit of an asshole right now.
Yep. This is some real life stuff, everyone.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I have a little bit of a bonus thing. Ooh. We're going to end this episode with a little interview that Lauren and I did with our friend Mark, who you may know as the very fabulous Bob Downe. We saw him here for Comedy Fest over the course of the month of May. So we caught up with him for his show, 40 Ridiculous Years. And this is what he had to say about it. It's a good little snippet. We're going to end the episode on it. So we hope that you enjoyed this episode. And
thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark, for doing this little snippet with us. And until next week,
I guess you better remember to
stay gay, motherfuckers. All right, we're sitting here at Brisbane Powerhouse and we are joined by the Fresh Prince of Polyester himself, as named by himself, Mr. Bob Downe, ahead of his show at Brisbane Comedy Festival. And you're here with Jess and Lauren from Just Gay Stuff Podcast. How you going, Bob?
Hello, girls. It's so lovely to meet you in person.
It is wonderful.
We did our chat last year, didn't we?
We did. Around this time last year.
And it's great to see that you're real and not bots.
I know.
I thought you might have been Russian bots.
Oh.
No,
we
I
could
didn't
say
think
the
that
same
at all. I could be. Well, in fact, I love the new technology. People don't realise that here at the Powerhouse, I did my first show last night, and they don't realise I'm actually a hologram. I'm working from home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm like the ABBA show in London.
Look at that technology.
Well, I'm actually at a caravan park in Noosa.
How lovely.
Incredible.
ABBA are in the next caravan.
In Noosa.
Noosa.
Now, we're here celebrating 40 ridiculous years of Bob.
I can't believe it's 40.
How ridiculous has it actually been?
It's been ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've created I digitised a whole lot of 72 VHS tapes of
Wow.
television stuff that I've done over the years. And I went through to create a montage. So because it's not a greatest hits show. When you come to the show, it's a brand new show with 30 old great hits that I've never sung before.
Wow.
Because I thought, I don't want to do a greatest hits show. And so what I did was I put together a montage, a video montage. And so when you come into the theatre, you see all of these across the decades, me doing I Will Survive or Xanadu or whatever.
Wow.
And there are TV performances I have no recollection of doing.
Wow.
That's how much I've been, that's how long I've been doing it. And that is ridiculous. Isn't it ridiculous?
It is. When you first brought Bob to the forefront, did you think 40 years later you'd still be getting bums on seats in the Powerhouse Theatre?
I can't believe it. It's like, I thought, well, what did I think? I didn't, when you're young, you don't think of the future, and now it is the future, and all I can say is I just wish I had some super.
Yeah.
Get super, kids.
Well, look.
Life lessons from Bob.
Yeah,
yes.
Get super.
Well, look, the Powerhouse is a lot of seats, and you're filling up this theatre.
Yeah, the big theatre.
You opened last night.
Smashed it.
How did that go?
Yeah.
It was amazing. Did 68 golden minutes.
Wow.
And then I found out I can do 75, so look out, Powerhouse.
Oh, look.
And the meet and greet, we're in the meet and greet area in the turbine platform, and the meet and greet went longer than the show.
So you weren't like, all right,
everyone. I love meeting
I was going to
everybody.
say Bob was in his element.
Oh,
Well, it's so beautiful. People have been following me and coming religiously to my shows for all these decades, and it's such a sweet thing to meet them afterwards and have a selfie and sign a tea towel and just make a connection.
And do you recognise faces, the people that have followed you around?
I do.
Oh, wow.
I do. And you know who was in last night? Troy Cassadaly.
Oh, wow.
And his wife Lauren, because she presents Brekkie on KQ.
Wow.
And so I just love who turns up.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, that's Australian country music royalty
Hello.
and Australian comedy royalty together in one room.
And obviously they knew, they would have seen the line for the meet and greet, and Troy would know how long that was going to take, and he was there, let's get out of here.
I'm sure he can meet you another time.
Absolutely, I'd love to.
Well, out of 40 ridiculous years, do you have any standout shows or year? Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon the standout shows would be when I did the headlined and led the midnight show at the 40th Mardi Gras party.
Wow. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it was me and drag royalty behind me, and we did Just Can't Take My Eyes Off You at 12 o'clock in front of 10,000 people.
Wow.
In the Horden, which was pretty
Horden
exciting.
Pavilion, yeah.
The other exciting thing was doing the Royal Variety performance in front of the Queen in London in 1995. That was incredible. She spoke to me afterwards.
So the Queen actually met the Queen of Australian
She actually
comedy?
spoke to me.
Wow.
And she asked if she could see a valid work permit.
And did you have one to show her?
She was
keep that
lovely.
under wraps.
She was about the same age I am now, which is kind of spooky. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Eyes, beautiful, sparkling blue eyes.
And speaking of these...
Sapphire blue.
Oh, beautiful. Speaking of these songs that you're singing throughout your show...
Yeah,
do you-
80s bangers.
Do you have a favourite?
80s
Yeah, I
bangers.
reckon I do. I reckon, what is my favourite? I reckon Wake Me Up Before You Go Go.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I love that song.
And I do, well, you think it's going to be Tainted Love, but it turns out to be Happy Together.
Oh, gorgeous.
So there's a few musical tricks.
Clever.
And I've got my Nepo nephew in this show too, young Philip McCrevis.
Oh, wow.
Because you've got to pass the torch.
You do.
Yeah, excellent. So what's coming up after this for you now?
I'm going to sleep for about 3 months.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
bet.
fair.
Yeah, I think
Also wanted to say, there was a gay wedding here today. Is that
How
a
beautiful.
coincidence or did you officiate?
No, no one asked me to.
How dare they?
What a missed opportunity.
Yes, I know the boys you mean. It was Craig
and Robert.
Yeah. I made them a video.
Oh, you did?
No, I made them a video.
That's
I didn't
amazing.
realise they were actually getting married here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's outrageous. So are they doing, I guess they're doing the...
Their wedding party is in the
down
bar
there.
at the
I'm
moment,
going
I
to go
think.
and say hello.
Yeah, do it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Well,
Wow.
thank you for
so
joining
much.
I'm
us.
Sadie
Yes,
Saturday.
you are. No one
San
can take you
Francisco
now.
City Hall,
Beautiful.
2017.
Is San Francisco the gayest city, as they
Yeah.
say? Yeah.
Beautiful.
What about it is the best?
Just physically how beautiful it is with
Yeah.
all the hills and the mountains and the air and the light and the bay and the bridge and the most fabulous bars you'll ever go to.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
like
better
all
go.
been there forever.
Wow.
You know, that kind of, they're lovely. They hang on to things. They don't let things go.
And the gay games kicked off there in '82.
Absolutely.
What a place.
It was.
What a place.
Yeah. Tales of the City.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
Thanks,
joining
guys.
us
Thank
before
you.
your sound check of the big show tonight. Thank you so much. We're so excited.
We are. I'm
We
very
can't
excited.
wait to share this with everybody, and we can't wait to see it.